Hey there, and welcome back to another sketchbook tour. Today I bring to you sophomore year of art. Um, Heads up, I used a lot of watercolor markers and a lot of gouache. And I tried to do gouache on a fabric, which I don't think that was the best idea because now it's all chipping off. But hey, still kind of there, yeah? And let's see what I got. Um, yeah, so this was I do a lot of self-reflection ones, but this was a era of mine where I was using color for eyelashes. So depending on the color of the character's eyes, that's what the color of the eyelashes would be. And my eyes are green, so my eyelashes were green. And here I was drawing a cover page of InuYasha using those markers. I'd say I did pretty good. And then yeah, splotching. Here I did a little challenge of myself. It was called a doodle page for me, but I wanted to just draw whatever first came to mind or the first thing that I saw. So this is what I did. Of course, it's InuYasha. There's a lot of InuYasha in all of my sketchbooks, apparently. This was me working on my angles and yeah, just like combining two characters into one scene. I had a lot of fun with that one, I remember. Practicing with those markers still. I was trying to do some reverse coloring here. What's his name? He's from Torador. I can't remember what his name is, though. Honestly, not the biggest fan of Torador. And then InuYasha once more. Practicing body concept and just color concept. I tried drawing 02 from Darling in the Franxx, didn't go too well. I was also drawing like different types of hair, like curly hair. I don't really like how I drew my hair back then, or curly hair. Although that one's not horrible. More cringy InuYasha fanfic stuff. Then I just drew some of my favorite characters, like Hanako from Toilet Bound, and what's his name? Nagisa from Assassination Classroom, and then the cat dude from Fruits. And here I drew where I wanted to see myself when I was in college, even though I ended up not going to college. But yeah, I definitely love this drawing. I messed it up though because I wanted to do a brick look, but you know that looks like some 70s wallpaper right there instead. Still looks good though. I'm working on characters for a story that I made a while ago. And I will say, looking back at the story is kind of cringe, but hey, we still tried. Yeah, we have Sebastian and then Kira, two of my favorite characters that I've made. Although I did kind of change Sebastian so that he would be in the story that I'm making right now. Kira, she's not in there yet. Maybe she will be, just in a different universe. InuYasha, Kikyo, lots of that stuff. Here I was trying to practice some realism with my watercolor and gouache, but that didn't really go like I wanted it to. Unfinished drawings, yep. I definitely, at this time, I fell like in love with my watercolor and just coloring in the whole entire character. I don't really know what you would call this, but just like single color design. I'm not really sure. Yeah, and I'm still like throughout this entire sketchbook, it looks like I'm still using my watercolor pens, and it's working out pretty good. It works good for line art and just coloring and blending too. This is me creating skits for the story. I just remember like being so proud of myself for all of these. And yeah, here comes a little cringy moment. If you want to stop and try and read it, you can, but I would recommend not doing that. This is me working on my facial expressions for these characters from different angles and whatnot. More story stuff. Yeah, you can stop and read if you want. This is more skits from that story. More character designs. I will admit, making characters is like one of the funnest things ever. Because one thing can always lead through another. And here we have Shinra from... what's it called? Fire Force. Yeah, that's right. And... so these were two of my favorite characters at the time. I mean, InuYasha is still my favorite. And Zero too. But things have shifted a little bit. Lots of InuYasha. 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 InuYasha, 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 and then Kagome! Only one thing at Kagome in those whole 2 pages. At the time I was practicing drawing some background stuff, because I remember drawing that. I remember just sitting outside and just wanting to draw a tree. And here I was just trying to practice some realism. I did have a thing where I always liked to draw my, favorite things at the time. At the time, InuYasha was part of it, and then we had 02 and then my cat, but I didn't finish it. I don't finish a lot of things. It's the ADHD in me. You understand? Yeah, this is from Urusei Yatsura. It's just Lum and Ataru. I had like a whole phase with them again. I just love anything that Rumiko Takahashi makes. And more character designs for Sebastian. Can't go wrong with Sebastian. And I was also trying to practice anatomy and abs, although I'm not good at it. I'm just gonna say that. I'm still not good at anatomy, and I don't know how to get better at anatomy. Well, obviously practice, but I just don't have the patience for it. I like quick. And here I have, I did like a lot of little like questionnaires or personal things. Like my favorite things at the time for certain topics, like animes and things that I like to drink at the time and things that I like to eat at the time. This was a little skit from sophomore year too. This is just like when you let someone borrow your markers and they never return it. You can also stop and read that if you want. This is definitely one of my favorite things that I made of InuYasha. I had a lot of sticky note drawings throughout some of my sketchbooks. Oh, the reason why I decided to put this little green jacket on this stupid little drawing was because I saw this one Starbucks commercial from like 2022, and this chick in it was like wearing this beautiful green jacket, you know, the Starbucks green, and I was like, I need this jacket. I was obsessed with that jacket forever. Oh, and right here I was practicing which chibi design I like. I hate that one. I love that one. And then blush meter. This was one of my friend's ideas. Well, I'm not sure if it was her idea, but yeah, I fell in love with the idea, so I wanted to implement it to myself. And this is one of my favorite drawings ever, honestly. And yeah, we have the sketchbook closeout. So there's that one.